Let's do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First item on the agenda is the public hearing for local law number 2 of 2025 entitled Local Law Amending Village Code 24535 regarding composting. Do you have any public here to comment on it? Oh, come on up to the podium.
Good afternoon. Josh Halsey here. I work at the Peconic Land Trust. I'm also a member of the U.S. Composting Council, which is a national organization that researches the best practices for compost and siting facilities. Happy to provide additional resources on that regard later. I just have to say, based on my reading of this proposed code change, that it could have a negative impact on the agricultural community and soil health. I would recommend bringing experts in this field of composting to discuss some of the potential best management practices and how to site these locations effectively. One person I could recommend as a resource is Deborah Aller, who's the new director at the New York Center for Organics, Recycling, and Education Center. And in regards to impact of the soil community, it's really important to look at the carbon nitrogen ratio. There's a lot of scientific.
Have you read the local law?
For the code modification?
Yeah. I mean, we're not after farmers. What we're after is this.
Is that in regards to the recycling center that had a?
No, this is, well, this is in the Beacon, but it's been in some other papers. The dumping in Calverton.
This is from bringing outside third parties to come in and dump composting material.
No, we've had experts here. We're very much in favor of composting. But this is about outside companies using this as a dumping place under the guise of agriculture.
There are bad actors. There are ways for composting to operate, facilities to operate in a manner that makes sense. I just think, speaking as an individual here, before a municipality makes a code change, it's important to have work sessions with experts in the field. Is that something that this village?
We have. So you're a little bit behind here a little bit. We've actually talked to the experts. We're not prohibiting farmers from composting on their property from materials that originate from their property. It's really only for prohibiting outside materials to come onto the village, onto property and within the village. We've had Cornell, we've had other people that actually have looked into this, and this is the definition that we've come up with. So this is the third or fourth meeting we've had on this.
I did speak to representatives at Cornell Cooperative Extension that were unaware of this code change.
They came to the last, we had a hearing this exact same law, God, sometime in the last year? A year ago. And they all came through and said basically what you said. And, you know, this type of thing is coming up out here because of the expense of disposing of all kinds of materials. And that's why we're doing this. But you go on, please. We kind of interrupted your thought and finish what you'd like to say.
Let's see, where was I here?
We've talked to the farmers here too. You should be aware of that. We've talked to all the local farmers and everything. Well, I'm talking in a second.
Yeah.
I just want to say that you're a little bit behind here on educating yourself on this, because we've done a lot of work on this. And, you know, there's no way that we want to prohibit anything that's going on in the current farmers on our farm field. And this has been carefully drafted not to impose on them.
I was in attendance for that meeting, which was quite a long time ago. So to make a leap in time without having any work sessions in between, is that correct? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, this is a current issue, okay, right now. And this came up before, and we see what's going on in properties on the border of the village. And it's a concern that we're trying to get land development rights off of farmland, and we need private money for that. And if somebody's gonna truck in a bunch of waste and put it on a preserved piece of property, it makes it very difficult to raise money because people don't want that next door. If they have cow manure, I know we've had some phone calls about spreading cow manure on properties here in Sagaponic, and not a problem. You know, rotten potatoes and any native crop in the area, not a problem at all. Compost it, spread it on the land. It's the best thing to do with it. But trucking and landscape waste and other things that end up getting mixed into that, that's really our concern.
I would recommend a work session before making a law that could have repercussions on adverse actions here. There's a lot of time between that last session when this came up and now, and there are experts in the field that are happy to present to the board to address this and find a meaningful solution that isn't as broad stroke as this is being proposed.
Okay.
Yeah,
All we're talking about is section D here of the code, correct?
correct. So
much, I mean, if we read that out loud, it has no implications whatsoever, except for outside influences dumping stuff on property in the village.
yes, and I would even just go a little farther on the way we narrowly tailored the law. I don't necessarily think that the work session is a solution, because even after the last session, the definition of what we're using is section 360 of the New York State Administrative Code. We're using that definition of no tree debris or yard trimmings only. So what we're trying to prevent is exactly what happened in Riverhead, and get ahead of the curve before that illegal composting happens, where someone turns a viable farm field into a landscape composting dump. And Riverhead's been in litigation for 12 months trying to solve this problem, and it's having neighbor problems, it's having odor problems, it's having water problems, it's having removal problems under a person who's pretending to be a farm, a tree farm, and importing debris. What this proposal is, again, limited to the definition of 360 of the New York State Administrative Code on tree debris and yard trimmings, as defined by that law, would be prohibited to be imported. Any composting of material that's generated on the property, as the mayor said and the trustee McMillan said, potatoes or any crop or anything that's on hops, anything that's on the property can and should and is encouraged to be composted on the property. This just prevents the importation of those two, tree debris and I want to get it right, tree debris and yard trimmings as defined in the administrative code. That's all. It's very limited in scope. And it's just to prevent what that environmental catastrophe is happening in Riverhead.
I mean, we shelved it because it was like, okay, our local farmers who weren't really informed well objected to it. And I thought, okay, we'll forget about it. And then this keeps rearing its ugly head. And we're going, well, you know, we need to get ahead of this. And, you know, I've taken the time to go and talk to, you know, Dan Kowski, Foster, Ludlow works over here, Balsam. And they don't have a problem with it once they understood that we weren't after them. It's not an anti-farming thing, and it's not anti-composting. It's not, it's like, we're trying to prevent an industrialization of agricultural properties. Yeah,
Yeah, Josh, it's very thin. We're just exactly what the mayor just said. That's all we're prohibiting. And we've seen some abuses and bad actors, as you said, going on in Wainscott, right next to our property, right next to the village here. They're bringing outside composting materials into the pit. And that's having an effect. We're not anti-composting. We're just against bringing in outside debris from composting pits.
I understand, I did read it. So, but the carbon, we're talking carbon, right? If we're just looking at the carbon nitrogen ratio, you don't always have enough carbon on site for compost to be effective. So by limiting it in such a fashion that it is written, which is why I'm recommending that there be a work session with experts in the field. Cornell.
But isn't it true that
no, let's just finish up. Yeah, we'll move on. Thanks, I appreciate it. And there are other things I want to talk to you about, because you were at a meeting that
Yeah, I do too, and I know we're going at the Bauer property. We want to talk to you about that too.
Not gonna talk about that.
Not at this session.
Yeah.
All that being said, yeah, again, this is not an anti-composting thing, and we don't know any other farmers that are bringing in outside materials at this time. We're preventing a disaster that's happening in one of our other, village entities here, and we're seeing it happen in other areas where we're using it as a dumping ground.
All I can say is that the village of Sagaponic has an opportunity here to bring in the experts and really create a case study of how it can be done properly. But the way that this is written, I do not believe is the proper course of action.
Okay.
It could be better informed with experts in the field who are willing to present to the board.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Anyone else who'd like to speak to the issue? The board, any other thoughts?
No, I mean, look, we thoroughly vetted this with the farmers, local farmers, and they don't have a problem with this at all. They only had, the only issue they had is on composting from their own fields.
Right.
Which we're not
To
doing.
make a motion to close the hearing?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The site plan application for 770 Old Farm Road. Make a motion to adjourn that into the November 19th meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Final subdivision map of 351 Bridge Lane LLC. That's been withdrawn. We have to approve the withdrawal, or is that just?
approve the withdrawal by vote?
Accept it, accept it.
Accept it. Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the withdrawal.
I'll second.
All in favor? Preliminary subdivision application with Meadowmere. Make a motion to grant an extension for the next 90 days.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes, I have not had a chance to read the minutes.
I read them, they're fine.
Do we have enough people who read the minutes to approve them, or don't wait?
I read them.
You got two.
I didn't.
I had some small corrections that I gave to Rhodey, but I.
All right, well, we'll put on the approving minutes until next week, next month.
Yeah.
Okay. Southampton Town Police report.
Yep.
Can we do something like that? Okay.
Okay, let's see, this is for September. There were 15 911 abandoned calls. 6 accidents with no personal injury, 11 AED cases, 20 burglar alarms. 2 carbon monoxide alarms, 18 fire alarms, 4 panic alarms, 5 ambulance calls, and 5 animal complaints, 1 DWI arrest, 1 other arrest, and 5 BMT arrests. 2 assisted handicapped disabled persons, 2 assisting other agencies. 2 check welfares, 1 police confidence, police info, confidential. 7 disabled vehicles, 1 domestic dispute, and 1 escort. I'm not sure what that is. Escort. I'm not. So, 2 building inspections, 1 tent inspection, 2 recovered property found, 1 gunshots heard incident, 4 noise complaints, orders of other leaf blower complaints, 6 other calls. 1 parking complaint, 1 pedestrian stop, 1 property damage, 2 reckless drivers, 2 speeding vehicles, 4 suspicious incidents, 1 suspicious person, 3 traffic enforcements, 89 traffic stops, down from 129 in August and 206 in July. 1 utility gas inspection, and 3 calls on utility wires.
See any trends?
Less people.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carrie. Let's see, we received the auditor's report from the fiscal year which ended May 31st of 2025.
Did you want to do old business first?
What did I miss?
Adoption of the local law.
Oh,
Old business.
thank you. Make a resolution to adopt local law number 2 of 2025 entitled Local Law Amending Village Code 245-35 regarding composting. Make a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Now we'll pay bills.
Got it.
Yeah, we have the auditor's report. Everything was good in it. Does anybody have a question about it? It's pretty straightforward. They just go through all the lines, they do samplings, check vouchers, signatures, checks, the whole thing. To make sure that money's going where it's supposed to be going.
I was gonna give a compliment, I'd say compliments to Rody on this being another clean audit.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I was just gonna say that the number of, cash receipts and cash disbursements, it's basically not to the penny. I've actually never seen no report that has no findings, so in any municipality, so it's to his point that they always do that so that they can actually find it. Yeah, they didn't find that. Not even a penny. Fucking right.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you, Rory.
You're welcome.
We're gonna pay some bills. Make a motion to expend from the general fund amount of $1,132,334.72. Do you have a second? All in favor? Aye. I'll make a motion to expend from the planning, trusted, oh God. Anyway, account,
An agency.
trusted agency, yeah. Account, $2,514. Do you have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to expend from the capital highway fund $14,486.50. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next meeting is Wednesday, November 19th at 3 p.m. and public input. Who do you have here to speak to the?
Mindy Gray.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
I'm just speaking in response to the proposed parking changes on Saginaw Street. So I just want to say hello, I'm Mindy Gray, and thanking Mayor Tillotson, village staff, and the village board for all that you do for Sagaponic. Thank you too for your support of the Sagaponic General Store. I feel honored to be a part of this community. And I want to begin by saying that I completely agree that safety must be the top priority. Indeed, everything that we've done to redesign and rebuild the store and post office has been with safety as a primary focus. I am a resident first, and I know what it means to raise children who bike and walk and play on these streets. And I also know the central and cherished role the general store has played in the village's history, and I feel honored to have been entrusted with its ownership. Many of you will recall that a post office truck used to idle on the street 24 hours a day because the post office did not have enough storage space for packages. And when we redesigned the building to have a larger storage space for them, we eliminated the need for a truck that was spewing this exhaust. We also, as you all know, lifted the building, moved it back 15 feet away from the road for safety reasons. In addition, we upgraded the entire building, including the post office, making it both fire safe and ADA compliant. In terms of parking specifically, we acquired the adjacent property in order to reduce parking congestion on the street. This was expensive, but we felt well worth the investment, and it was done with safety, again, top of mind. Some changes to parking absolutely make sense. I just want to help us all avoid well-intentioned changes that might, despite the goals, inadvertently create greater safety issues. A few items that have been proposed may lead to increased accidents and higher congestion, and as I will explain in a moment, could jeopardize our village's keeping our post office. So I just want to briefly go through these concerns in the hopes that they will be modified. First, on the west side of the street, turning the perpendicular spaces to parallel spaces will increase congestion and risk of accidents on the road. That's because it will take cars longer to park and make them more intrusive on the road while doing so. If these could change to the angled parking as proposed on the east side, that would be far better. Again, I am not resisting change, I just want to make them better. Turning to the northwest side, making this 15-minute parking will mean even more traffic with people needing to pull in and out more often. 30-minute parking here, I feel, would be best to accomplish the goal of making spots available without increasing traffic too much. Finally, the plan proposes eliminating 7 spots on the southwest side of the street and at least 2 on the other side of the street. And this, again, will result in more people circling and idling and congestion. Keeping these spots would be a reasonable way to avoid inadvertently creating more congestion and safety issues. When I purchased the store property, there was essentially no legal on-site parking. This was discussed and acknowledged at the ZBA hearing. So the street parking was the only legal parking for both the store and the USPS. Prior owners had illegally squeezed some cars behind the building, but it was not legal parking. Without parking in the back, under this proposal, there would be considerable parking limitations for the USPS and store if that parking were to go away, and the street parking further eliminated. This would create considerable congestion and give the USPS executives more excuses to take away our village post office when they see their street parking gone. Sufficient on-street parking is critical for serving post office customers and ensuring the government is willing to keep the Sagaponic post office when the lease is up in a few years. We all know the risks involved with keeping a village post office. It was with great pains and at great expense that we preserved their presence here. I now know from direct experience that the post service is very specific about its needs, and they make decisions from the top down without giving voice to local postmasters. With my proposed modifications, I'm confident we can improve safety and still keep the USPS in place and happy. Thank you for allowing me to voice these concerns and these suggestions. I know we are all aligned on creating the safest environment for our cherished community. The store has played a central role here for so many generations, and I want to help ensure it will continue to do so for its next 150 years and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else to speak? No?
I would just like to say that my 2 cents is that obviously the post office being there, I don't even know if we would have still had a post office there if it wasn't for the number of changes and, you know, additions and all that. So to me, I'm more than in favor of making sure that we limit from a safety point of view, the number of spots, but more importantly, that we keep the proper number of spots for the village going on. So thank you, Mindy. Thank you for spending all that time with that. It's not just, yes, my 2 cents, it's not just about the store, it's about keeping that post office there and having the proper number of spots. Make them.
Okay.
Yeah, look, we obviously picked up almost 300 new post office members.
More.
Additional.
Yeah.
So parking for the post office is a concern. When we start taking away spots in front of the store, it's like whack-a-mole. All of a sudden, the people who want to go to the post office are going to have an issue. So safety is the number one concern. I agree. And I do think if we can limit the number of spots going away, we have a plan in place that, you know, the experts have looked at. But if we can limit the number of lost spaces, I think it's incredibly helpful for not only the store, but also for the post office residents. Again, to me, it's a seasonal issue too, more than anything else right now. But I think, you know, we have to be, I think safety is the number one concern. So, but I think there is a good compromise to be had here somewhere where we don't have to take away so many spots. Unsafe, many.
Which 7 spots are being taken away and then the 2 on the southeast?
Turned in on the southwest.
Oh, southwest.
They're turning, the proposals to turn the perpendicular parking, parallel parking, to eliminate spots altogether.
Yeah.
South of the building, which would be 7, by our count, at least 7 on that side, and then by angling the parking on the east side across the
I
street.
think the angling would work.
I think angling is great, and I think that's a wonderful solution.
But the ones in front of the store, I think need to go.
Well, they're not deep enough. I
Yeah,
think.
they stick out and it's too close for people walking and biking.
Could we have,
This is to
One-
the south of the store.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, there's,
Those
because of
are
the sidewalk,
handicapped.
the cars, it's not as deep to pull in, and I know I've seen pictures while I was there. Where when you get an Escalade or a Suburban or a pickup truck, they stick out into the traffic.
even normal people with normal cars don't know how to park right.
Yeah, right, they don't pull up, yeah.
They certainly don't know how to park.
That's true. See, but the issue, I don't know I know we have a proposal out there in the plan, but.
Well, the plan keeps changing because we
keeps
keep getting input.
Right,
Yeah.
but it's to me, I think we're losing too many spots.
No, I agree.
Overall, A, and B, I think we're losing 3 spots on the northeast side.
Right,
And I think I know there's an indentation, there's a tree there, we don't want to disturb the tree, but if we can make that only 2 spots, maybe lost potential, just anything we can say for more spots.
Right.
It would be helpful.
No, this would be, I think, then about 12 spots, which is, people are just gonna circle and
Yeah,
And the back parking is 34 or spots?
24.
24. Plus, your staff.
Wait, staff and the postal staff.
yeah,
They've been frustrated.
But I mean, you have spots for staff to park. And that's 24 plus the staff.
I mean, unofficial staff, I mean, they're pulling in by the.
Okay.
They're stacking.
They're not
cars.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I have no problem with changing
No.
this, and we've changed it, I don't know, a few times already, and
Mhm.
we can, I mean, this is a trial, we're just trying to do stuff with paint before we do something that's, permanent, like across the street, the curbing, that old wood curbing that was put in the 90s is pretty much rotted out. And at some place, you're gonna have to replace that, we don't wanna do it now until we're sure what it's gonna look like. And I know there's been suggestions about a sidewalk, so people, instead of walking behind the cars in the street, walk in front of the cars to get to the crosswalk. I think that's something which, right now, I mean, get up on the grass because I don't like somebody backing over me. But if I sat there and you watch and people walk into the street and people are backing up their cars. If you're the last car in the line, they walk in the street instead of getting in front of them and out of the traffic. Anyway, we need to find out where the hedge is too, because a lot of times hedges are planted on the wrong property. We might gain a little room up there, yeah.
Look,
and at the end of the day, I think the point is that the first iteration of this where, we put 15-minute parking and put no parking, that didn't work properly. This, to me, is a second go at the well, and you can always change it.
Is
Yeah.
the whole east side 15-minute parking?
East side is 30.
30.
I mean, west side, I'm sorry.
No, just the north is 15.
And what if you
Oh,
made
no, I'm sorry, both sides.
both
of them,
sides?
north and
What if
south.
you just made the north couple spots 15 and then 30?
Hmm.
And then the south side 30 as well.
Sounds good.
I'm thinking of those postal people like me.
yeah, look.
Going to get
as
my
Vinnie
mail
said, there's
instead
gonna
of
be people
walking a
just
mile.
circling. If we lose too many spots, it's just gonna create more of a traffic issue.
Right.
Well, this isn't losing, it's just changing
No,
the
the-
minutes.
But if we lose close to 7 to 10, it's a problem.
Yeah, okay.
So, look, angling's great because angling will prevent people from trying to make a turn the wrong direction. It'll actually make them, force them to turn the right
Not
way.
necessarily.
Yes, it don't necessarily.
No, it
Well,
kind
Kind
of
of worse
forces.
than say.
I
So,
think we got another idea to try. with.
Yeah.
I think we do have another idea to try,
Yeah.
and I'd like to
Okay.
try to diminish the number of spots we lose.
Right,
Okay,
yeah, okay.
right now you have the village engineers that are gonna put that design, so I've gotta stop them if you're gonna change that design, so tell me what you want to do.
We're gonna change the design.
Okay, do you plan on putting this in the fall, or do you wanna wait till the spring?
I think we want to try it in the fall.
Okay,
Well,
so
either
right,
way would take care of the summer problem.
so right now, what do you wanna change on this design? Because I've gotta let the engineers know that this design right here is not what they're gonna put out on that street.
Right. I think on the west side, south of the crosswalk, where the sidewalk is, the concrete sidewalk, that's too shallow. So
That's
You
4
could-
spots.
you could have
Including
one
a handicap.
parallel park there.
No, I don't think.
Okay, so right now, you've got two that are proposed, two
Right.
parallels that are proposed south of the stores, the sidewalk.
Well, if you move you need some kind of handicap
Yes.
space. Originally, we had one, and then we
Right.
added a second one.
Right.
We're gonna go back to one?
And
Okay.
if those were angled in the same way, staggered, but the same, rather than perpendicular, if those were angled, that solves the
That
jutting
does
into the street. And it also, maybe you'll lose one spot for every 5 and not 4 spots for every 5. If you angle all of those, I think that could help.
Make one spot and then angle the rest.
Make the northern part, want the handicap spot.
I mean, I think the handicap spot should be angled as well.
I think it's harder for somebody to get in.
Angled?
It's parallel. No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
agree
no.
with you.
I think all of it
That's my
should be
own-
angled. And the handicap should be the furthest south possible of the first car parking.
No,
No,
closest to.
No, it's gotta be closest.
They want it
Closest.
closest.
No, I meant closest.
Yeah.
yeah,
Of course, that's what
It also does say there's a proposed no parking after those 4 spots, and right now we do have.
Is it
parking
driveway?
available. There's,
South of the.
so we'd be losing those
Slash.
spots.
Well, you could still make those angled and get some in before the driveway.
Where it says no parking anytime, there's spots currently.
The big black
Mhm.
angled,
So you might have
Well,
to-
even like if you're falling off the page, all the way.
Oh.
Yeah, south, that's another 5
Those are
spots.
currently 30-minute
30-minute
spots, but they're
spots, but they're
5.
suggesting no parking on.
Well, it
There's
looks
a-
like it's still parking farther down now.
There's a driveway here.
That's a driveway.
It's a driveway.
So you're saying that there's parking in front of this driveway?
no.
To the south of it.
So you're saying south of this driveway, there's
No,
more parking?
there's another driveway.
There's no room for
Yeah, I don't think so either.
it, no.
But those black slashed lines, you can park there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But they're turning that, proposals to turn that into 2 parallel spots rather than angled.
No, I think it should be, like you said, the
All angled.
Angled from
Yeah.
blue to black.
probably get 4 in there, right?
Because you
No,
need
it's so
a person to be getting out into the road
Yeah. that
as
would be
opposed to on
that one.
the access area.
The sidewalk, the concrete sidewalk ends here.
Yeah.
So you could start angled parking right there.
Yeah, that's what you
Probably
should
get
do.
quite a number of spots
Yes,
in.
I think that would be a great
Okay.
solution.
So that's what we're after.
What are you gonna do with that one handicap? Are you gonna leave that
That should not be parallel.
It should be.
parallel or
I think that.
That can't be parallel.
They
They're
can
gonna get
park
out into the
diagonal.
road as opposed to into the access area.
There's room, yeah.
I've seen some handicap people, one person every week I would see, and this gentleman can barely get in.
Yeah,
It's not, I mean, it doesn't,
Yeah, there's enough room
I
where
think
they
it's
can drive
easier
it.
to pull in.
That's the
manual
point,
than
they can
manual.
drive in, drive out, without back out.
What'd you say?
So we just angle the whole, we angle that whole area.
We angle the
I
southwest
think we angle it, I agree. I think we triangle it.
and we get rid of
From here
those,
south,
yes,
these are too shallow up
that's
here.
correct. Get rid of those.
Okay. No, that'll definitely add some spots.
Are they too shallow for an angle?
No,
It's currently perpendicular.
No, they shouldn't be there. It's people walking and bicycling. The bike rack is right behind it. And it's a sidewalk. People have to park onto the sidewalk practically to clear the road.
Well, yeah, this isn't deep enough between there and the sidewalk. And from the street to the sidewalk coming straight in. I mean, you've seen the photos, I mean, up in there with the cars hanging out of the road. Long things. Okay.
so
and I just, I think we should try to angle those, I agree, but I also want to talk about the northeast. Can you bring that down, Rhodey, the northeast?
The northwest.
can I just stay on this one for a minute?
Yeah,
What do you want there? Do you want that northern handicap parking to remain parallel? And then start the angle down where the sidewalk starts?
No. It's currently.
Just a minute. Board, what do you want? That's what I'm asking you.
Bill just put his pencil up there angling, so you
Correct.
start the angling right there. That's where you start
Right.
the first
So
park.
you're telling me you don't want any parking to the north of that?
That's what I would say.
Be careful.
Okay, so your first
I mean, I
parking,
would think the handicap space, leave it there.
that's what I'm trying to get
Yeah.
a consensus of the board here, to find out what it is that you want.
I disagree.
Just have one.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, Mark, what do you want?
I'm fine with light.
So one parallel and then start the diagonal parking at the end of the sidewalk.
Right.
I say so they should all be diagonal, and the first diagonal one is the handicapped, and you get rid of the two parallel. So that you can
So you get rid
visualize the bike rack, you can see the sidewalk, and no cars are in front of it.
So that whole area, you're saying shouldn't be any parking at all where Bill's putting
If
his,
we put a
If
handicap
right,
space
from the
there,
south to his pen on 1/3 of the blue and all of the black angles.
right, so in
Stripes.
your suggestion, there would be absolutely no parking in front of that sidewalk, basically.
Correct.
Okay, just to understand what she's proposing.
I think,
So-
yeah, I think, in general, the board would rather have the handicap space.
Well, no, you can
If you
still
have-
have the handicap space right where you had your pen.
But it's gonna be the first diagonal.
And it's the first diagonal.
A second space next to it for the exit of the vehicle. The handicap space is not just the space.
Have them back
it's the
in,
space
so the
next to
other
it.
way will be.
And then my question would be, is there enough space for that handicapped person to come in and come out if a car is parked diagonal in that first spot?
Good question.
I don't know the answer to that, that's just a
Is
question.
there room in the parking lot behind to accommodate handicap spaces, so they're off the main street?
I think it's gotta be close to.
It has to be in the front, there's rules on that.
It's gotta be near the, and it can't be.
It's gotta be near the ramp. Within.
Is there a way to, that sidewalk? Should we move the sidewalk back?
Can you?
We can up until.
Trying to
There's a
avoid
big
construction
tree.
until we get a confirmed layout here, that's.
Well, I mean, we can run it with the one handicap spot for a year,
Yeah.
See what happens. I-
see what
I
happens.
agree.
Here's my suggestion. If I run it past the village attorneys to tell us that that spot to the north, where we put one handicap parking parallel, would be okay with that first diagonal parking, that there would be enough room for one car to pull in and pull out. If there is, then that's the design we would go with.
Well, that way, the handicapped person opens the door onto the roadway, and where is it that?
There's enough room there,
You're already doing.
yeah.
That's what this design is, and this is the design that was done by the engineers. So they can do that.
you got a plan for a side loading van too.
They're already doing
yeah.
that now, it's
Yeah.
already done.
Well, this won't be set in stone, we can try it, and then we can revise it at the end of the summer. Do the one space. I guess, if we see how this works, if we, eventually, maybe the sidewalk does get moved, or I guess there is actually some room there. We could then move it back and then get, more diagonal parking or, you know.
Are we getting rid of the other handicapped spot?
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't see the guy on the driver. Can you move it down a little bit?
And you're leaving all of the spaces from the front door across the street. Because that's the problem.
Well, they're gonna be angled, so people, instead of coming out and trying to go this way, where they cross over into the next lane, the thought is hopefully just back up and go straight up the road.
Every day.
I know,
It's
yeah.
unsafe.
Yeah, now it's
It's
unsafe,
not safe.
100%.
I've seen, it's not.
The other handicap space is not fifty yet. Because
Yeah,
that was
it's
required by
moved
most of
down to
Move
the,
down.
It's
Yeah.
been moved in. Can we go lower? Because I have just one more comment.
I mean, we wanna
You
put
mean
the
lower this
handicap
way or do you
space
mean-
back
Yeah,
where it
that's-
Am I
was.
going in the
Yeah,
right
well,
direction?
that we need for the post office. They wanted to have that there,
Which, what?
the one outside the ramp of the post office. On,
Right, the one south of the
south of the driveway,
This one,
south of the driveway,
yeah.
the post office wanted that?
yeah, they
Oh,
wanted that.
jeez.
I mean, I dealt with, you know,
Yeah,
them a lot and they came
Wow.
specifically.
Well, are
The
they
post office-
aware of the driveway right next to it?
I mean, right directly south of the driveway
They
coming in.
can't see us in Washington.
Well,
Yeah,
People
so in
want
other
to be
words, that's
delivered right
gotta
to the
stay.
door.
Right.
Pardon, what?
So in other words, that's gotta
That
stay.
That has to, yeah.
That's
They-
been
they
planted
really-
here.
We don't wanna
Sorry.
upset them.
Yeah.
I don't want to call me anymore.
No, wait a minute, what, you're saying that spot right?
Yeah, they're saying the post office is demanding to have that spot.
How
open.
about the next?
I don't
one up?
agree that, I'm sorry, Carrie, those two spots, the one to the north and the one to the south, there is an issue with sight
Yeah,
coming in and out of the parking.
right.
And that's the reason why you
Right.
all agreed
Sure.
to remove those two spots.
Well, we have somebody who dealt with the post office who specified they wanted it.
So what
The
happened?
ADA spot in front of the ramp, that was pretty, they were pretty specific about wanting that.
The federal up on the top of this group?
H2M was the architect representing them, and when the representatives came to
Post office,
inspect
that's what it wants.
fairly frequently.
Yeah, I would think.
You know, they were pretty specific.
They have a sense.
I would also just add too, you know, that the post office does get what it wants.
I didn't realize that you meant, I thought you meant the
No,
rank
that's-
and file.
The other way,
Yeah.
No, he's saying the top senior people. That's-
So then we remove the ones from the south, then we don't need them down there,
Oh,
right?
true.
Right, we have.
So we're gonna put it back there.
Someone's required to install.
All right, well, then we gain some spots that way. We keep the one on top because that's a demand of the post office, everybody, of the official of the post office, and we get the.
I'm not representing the post office.
No, I understand.
So is that gonna be diagonal?
Sounds like you are.
But if they suggest it, you have to pay.
They did.
If they suggested
They
that,
wanted
that's
to suggest-
that's important.
That's important.
Yeah.
Can you make it diagonal? Or is the driveway too
So
close?
rule.
I don't think it's.
The driveway's right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Okay.
mean, you could move the front of the parking spot over and up.
We have the trees to the south, and then we have the driveway, and then there's a telephone pole with a with a meter.
Yes, I know.
So it's kind of tight in that opening. Can try to achieve two cars passing each other.
What if we have the handicap park by the house?
That's on gravel.
Yeah.
Can't mix it
And
from
we
that.
have to talk.
What if we pave that one spot?
Yeah.
There's also a driveway, so I just
I think it's
it's
also
dangerous.
privately owned, so.
Yeah, I'm just
we are the
throwing things
owners
out.
now, but if in the future we weren't, suddenly we've lost.
I think we keep that spot. That's the handicap spot, if that's the post.
That actually helps us on the south side,
It does.
you know?
And the other thing I would like, so I think, are we good? Can we move on to the other? I want to talk about that. We lose 3 spots there. I think we can get away with only losing
Okay,
2.
David, I'm sorry, cause I gotta make sure I've got this right. So we're gonna put the handicap back,
Yeah,
we're not taking that out,
Just the one?
the one to the north. We are taking the 2 handicap to the south and putting that diagonal from the sidewalk down.
Yes.
Sidewalk south.
It's right there.
Okay, so the handicap stays,
So,
okay, all right, got it.
That sidewalk just kind of arbitrarily ended.
The what?
The sidewalk, it's kind of just arbitrarily ended
Yeah,
in nowhere.
Right.
Kind of, so.
But that,
we got something back.
Well, look,
that one handicap spot's gonna stay on the south,
I don't
no,
know.
we're taking them both out on the
We're gonna
south.
take them
We're moving
both
it
out.
back where it was.
and you're gonna convert the proposed handicap to angle? I don't know if you're gonna have enough width on the
Right.
sidewalk.
Right now, that one hashed off, yeah, that exists right now.
and it's
And the
staying.
board was gonna remove it, but now we're gonna leave it there.
The remaining.
So
According to
there is
the
no need
postmaster.
Right, there is
we have
no
our own
need
Postmaster.
for more than one, don't have to have 2. So that's why the board is saying remove
Yeah,
them
and
both
and
from the
we-
south, leave the one on the north.
Yeah.
But then we can't put any, it's too shallow to put any parking where the sidewalk is, I believe, correct?
yes,
So we're gonna start the diagonal parking at the end of the sidewalk
right.
south.
Can we just measure and make sure that on an angle basis,
There's
that
not
it
enough
is,
space.
that there isn't
I
enough
agree.
Where the
space?
sidewalk is,
Yeah.
okay.
I agree. I'd like to
Maybe-
check that because I've seen cars there.
Wait,
Can
what do
you
we
do it
check?
like you
So-
did in that parking garage where it says compact cars only?
That's not gonna work because people don't read that.
Then we tell them.
15-minute
That
drive.
Hummer is gonna fit
Like
itself in
this.
that spot.
It's this distance.
Checked
When you get like that, It's actually a longer distance, so when you angle it, you don't gain anything.
You don't gain it.
Because it's a diagonal instead of,
Then that's
yeah.
fine.
So, okay.
Okay, got it.
Are you okay on that now?
Yeah,
Maria?
I am good.
Okay, so I also would like to change that from losing 3 spots to only 2.
That big rectangle
So here's,
thing is 3 spots.
well, yeah, and let me just tell you what the issue is.
Where's the tree?
Right. Now, I'll tell you that you actually can move one of this thing in a little bit to get, so you only lose. So you lose 2 spots, which is Amy Sullivan, free access in the house.
So you can
So
squeeze another
losing
spot.
3 is too many, but if you move this piece of wood here, you actually can move it to here,
Right.
and you gain an extra spot. I was just there, I measured it out.
So it's 3 spots they're taking away and we're gonna
Correct.
gain 1.
We'll gain 1 by adding
You
the
only
one.
take away 2.
So let's take it away too.
Put the tree down.
No.
Well, I said that. Yes,
Thank you.
Don't even say that. It used to be a didn't have people going to the school. Now it's so many people to live it.
That's the
Okay.
question.
Anything else?
All right, so-
Do you wanna change the time limit on the parking on the west to the north? Right now it's 15 minutes.
I think 1 space at least has to stay over there like that.
And then
Maybe-
also the
maybe
south
2.
is 15 minutes too, by the way.
Oh, the south is?
Yes.
Oh, right, yeah.
On the west side.
Oh,
So-
wait, I thought it was 30 on the south.
I'm pretty sure it's 15. I thought it was 32.
My only pushback on that is that you just have more cars
Yeah,
coming and
coming and going and
all the
moving.
time.
I thought the south was 30 minutes. you
So
thought.
if the south is not 30 and is 15, then you want it changed to 30?
Yes.
Yes, okay. If it's 30, then we're good. Okay, and so you want all the parking on the north to be 15? That's what it currently is.
How many spots are they?
Well, heck, it
Probably
was
6,
6,
7, maybe.
And
7,
and they're parallel,
yes.
Yeah.
So
6 or 7, make 2.
Make them 2 and then the other 4.
Alright, so that would be a V and T change, so,
And a lot of signs.
I think if you leave it at 15, it's sufficient because like the speed limit, people are gonna abuse the 15 minutes anyway. So if you make it 30, they're gonna abuse 30 minutes.
So leave it at 15.
At least they'll be in there.
and
Make it-
al-
yeah.
also.
Make it 5.
Move it 1 spot.
Right, so on the north side, there's also the complaints you've heard about that 1 spot that people are constantly parking in, which is north of the sign that says no parking. So I think we should.
You're talking about the west side.
Northwest.
So I
Northwest
think
side.
if we move that sign, you just have to
One
move
parking
it 1
space, so
So we
spot.
get 1 extra
And you're
parking
gonna
spot.
gain 1 extra
Yeah, let's do
spot
that.
there.
Let's do that.
Not that it's not being used right now, but.
Let's do that.
we get
Let's do
one
that.
There.
'Cause that way
as well.
we're limiting the amount of spots that we're losing, which is kind of key.
Unfortunately, the village nor the store can control
Yeah.
the people that are parking and
Yeah.
driving through.
And unfortunately,
They can't handle a car.
we don't have our own police force and we can't sit there 24/7.
In good faith, there's still gonna be some that are,
The variable is the driver.
yeah,
Look, so I think
absolutely.
we try this, like you said, see what happens.
I will get back to the engineers tomorrow to tell them to hold on and get these couple of things,
Right.
questions answered. Including we'd have to chop out the curbing,
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
east side,
That's
just fall apart anyway.
Wait,
Um,
what curbing?
So
That's the wood curb.
It's the wood
It's a wood
curbing on
curb.
the east side,
we're gonna get a spot right by that tree.
Oh, there, yeah,
It's
yeah,
around the tree.
I was not, so,
so if we can chop that out, all right. Got it,
Got it.
I got it.
the tree's gonna die, you know.
No, it's.
Tree is totally healthy.
People gonna park on
South
their
side.
routes.
they're already.
Okay.
Parallel.
Got it.
Those were,
I got it.
are we done? Are we done? Make the motion to adjourn?
Wait, I have one more thing, just to make a small comment.
Oh, I do too.
Okay, you do too. I just want to mention that it is a breast cancer awareness month at the post office. And the post office has a goal, and they actually reported to me this morning that they are at a level where they're the top 10% of 400 out of 400 post office, including Queens and everywhere else, where they've got donations. So they've been a brilliant impact to
by stamps or?
by the United States. And we have agreed the village to buy stamps for us as well.
David and Abby did.
Oh, okay, good,
For a
good.
little bit more. Per
Oh, they are?
stamp, yeah.
They're not 99¢?
No, 78 cents is a stamp these days, but those are 80, I think, right?
Yeah, they're a
That's what
little
we
bit
figured
more.
out, they're a couple cents
Worth every
more.
Um, Penny Albright, wanted me to mention that next year's 250th anniversary of the country, they are putting together a jubilation celebration on July 4th. And was the village or the school or the store or the community doing anything else to celebrate? And something to think about.
When you say they, Penny's family is?
Penny's family is
Penny's family,
having
okay. At the Albright
a grand celebration.
establishment?
Yeah.
Right. That's a special.
I can speak to that.
Oh, good.
I don't have to come up to the podium. The 300, was it the 300th anniversary of Sagaponic?
Tricentennial.
And it was down at the Village Green and they had all sorts of stuff that happened.
1956.
Yes, do you have pictures?
I was three.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
They put me in some old outfit from the Bridgehampton Museum and
I mean, I don't know who could pull that together, but boy, I think that would be wonderful. That would be remarkable. It would be, it would
We
be.
also have to prepare for our 150th.
Yeah.
Say it again, 2028. The villages.
Oh, the village itself, yeah. But okay, it's just a thought. When was it carried? What, 19 what?
56 was the tricentennial.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, go ahead. All right.
Make a motion to adjourn,
Second.
all in favor?
Bye.
My brother. This is part of the school.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Thank you.